We've got breaking news. The New York Giants have fired Brian Daboll. A lot to talk about on today's show, but this is why you subscribe to the channel. When the Giants make a move, we make a video. We're about to go live on the channel as well to dissect this from every single angle. But if you want to see the Giants start to win football games again, hit that big red sub button and help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers. They did it. The New York Giants. They have fired Brian Daboll. Before I dive into all this and say more and a lot more, this is step number one. Step number two, fire Joe Schoen and get all of the losers out of this building. We'll talk about Joe Schoen on the live later today, but he must go as well. For Brian Daboll, I'll start with this. Thank you for your time as the head coach of the New York Giants. Your first season here was magical. It was the last time the New York Giants were relevant. They won a playoff game. You brought some energy to this team, and I greatly appreciate everything that you did. But the clock, it struck midnight. The time has come, and the decision needed to be made. You just don't win enough football games. And that's the bottom line. That's what you got to do when you're a head coach in the NFL. You have to win games. And I believe the New York Giants record under Brian Daboll is 20-40-1. The fourth worst record in the National Football League since you became the head coach of this football team. I appreciate you for going out and drafting Jackson Dart and convincing this dumb front office that he was the pick over Shedeur Sanders. So we will always have that, Mr. Brian Daboll. I greatly appreciate you. I am a fan of the man, Brian Daboll. I am a fan of the way that Brian Daboll loves the game of football. I grew out of the stage of loving Brian Daboll as the head coach of this football team. They lose too many games. They lose too many heartbreakers, and they invent ways to lose football games. You just cannot do that. You're 2-8 this year. You're 3-19 in your last 22 games. You're 5-22 in the last 27 games, and you were a get-right game for every single team you played in the NFC East. You were 5-17-1 in your own division. That's the problem. As we're getting breaking news right now, we are recording this video right after we got the news. We jumped in the studio. Mike Kafka has been named the interim head coach for the New York Giants. He will be the head decision maker for the remaining 7 games of this season. A move that needed to be made. It was. They didn't know how to win games. They didn't win games. And they invented ways to lose football games. I'm in a little bit of shock at this point. This is just the 4th time in franchise history that the New York Giants have fired a head coach midseason. I go back to last year, where it's well documented on this channel. The New York Giants needed to do it. They needed to fire him and Joe Schoen, and they didn't. And this should be a lesson in life. When you have hard decisions that you need to make them. Because if you don't, they will always come back to bite you. And they did. And it only took 10 more games for whoever's making the decisions right now for the Giants to realize that Brian Daboll was not the answer to their problems. He should not be the only man that's fired today. Joe Schoen should pack his bags as well. The New York Giants have become the laughingstock of the National Football League under your watch. And also, Brian, I hope you got a buddy pass for your plane ride home to Buffalo, because Shane Bowen should be on that damn flight as well. Shane Bowen should be fired today. Another fourth quarter collapse for his defense. Another game where you lose a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. You've had 3 games this year where you had greater than a 94% win probability late in the fourth quarter, and you did not get it done. Partially and mainly because of Brian Daboll, but also because of the fraud that is Shane Bowen. The New York Giants have been a dumpster fire this year. They've been a dumpster fire for the last 2+ seasons, including this one, we'll call it 3. But hopefully today is a day that we always remember as the turning point for this organization. You've removed one of the major reasons you've lost a lot of games. Joe Shane is next. I will not stop here. We will not stop here. We want the disease of losing that has infected the halls of 1925 Giants Drive to be removed. It is a plague that is infecting this football team. It starts with Joe Shane, it rolls on with Brian Daboll, and it trickles on down to the football team. We said it in the live show yesterday. I think that this was going to be the last day that Brian Daboll was the head coach. It's a tough move. It's a move that needed to be done, and they did it. And it is sad. But I don't want to say I'm happy that a man lost his job. I'm not. I'm happy that maybe the New York Giants can turn a new leaf and they can move on from this dark cloud of Joe Shane and Brian Daboll that continues to hover over this football team. It needed to happen. It did. Now it's Joe Shane. I want them all gone. He's got to go. I feel bad for Jackson Dart. It's not ideal that you pick a quarterback, and now in year 2, he's going to have to be under head coach 2, offensive coordinator 2, and offensive system number 2. But it had grown to be obvious that Brian Daboll was never going to unlock Jackson Dart. And that will be the job of the next head coach. Get the guy in here that can raise Jackson Dart to superstar status. Because he's already a star. But he needs help. He needs a head coach. And he needs more weapons. The reason you don't have weapons is because you have Joe Shane. Now you got to go out and you got to get a head coach. What is your one-word reaction to the New York Giants firing Brian Daboll? Let me know. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. So please hit that sub button and make sure you come back to this channel in 25 minutes because we are going to be going live. Make sure you are following me on social media. That was the first spot I heard about the news, and I tweeted it out. So give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_.